Colts have it.
That's a coordinator. You got a busted play here, and then Sanchez gets hit. The ball is loose. And
look at the fumble right here, and it's picked up on the bounce, and there he goes.
All right, guys, it is August 12th. We are doing divisional winners, award show picks, Super Bowl futures. I got my cat with me. He's hanging. I'm gonna get you in the frame, buddy. Nope, you're in the frame now. Oh, look at him. He's a big sweetie. Oh, yeah. All right, you go over there. I just hit a bet on the Bills, plus 3.5. They did win. Should have took the money line. Should have been a real believer. But we are going to do this future show, divisional picks. I do have money on this stuff, too, so...
Hey, I do too. So this is some real stuff, guys. You know, we're not gonna sway you wrong. You know, because we got money on it. So.
Yeah, we're not fucking bullshitting. So, you know, I'm very excited about this. This is kind of my bread and butter. I love picking futures for divisions, and I love like picking Super Bowl winners. It reminds me of picking golf tournaments in general because like I love betting. You know me, I like betting outright golf. So
yes.
Once again, you're gonna probably hold your money for months. Unless you find an edge later in the season. And or want to double down. You find a better number, so.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, you know, it's all about adjustment, you know, during the season, as far as betting is concerned, you know, and what you feel comfortable with, you know. But, you know, you do have options, so.
Absolutely. And you have options to get out of it as well. And or hedge and still make money. Like
I love that part of it, too.
Yeah, that's the best part. Like, I love being like, oh, I bet this team at 350, and now the team that was the favorite's at plus 200. Like, if I bet both of them and they're outright, you know, clear favorites to win the division, I'm winning money.
Either way it goes.
That's why you're here. You're here to win money. We're here to guide you. We're here to give you picks. And we're going to start off with the AFC South today. There's a lot of contention here because, like, basically the Colts and the Texans are deemed nothings. Even though their numbers are kind of, you know... Like, they're kind of, like, low for what they should be. I think they should both be plus 1,500. Also, I want to give a disclaimer. I took the odds from oddschecker.com. I don't have any say. I'm not sponsored by them. Nothing at all. I just believe it's a absolutely vital source to use when betting, especially if you want the best number. Like I can show you a breakdown by the numbers if like the viewers want it, but it's very important. Open up 5 sports books. They'll give you the bonus. Let's fucking get it though. How do you feel about the Jaguars winning the division this year?
I have them winning the division.
Wow.
Now, you know, they
what
are
a surprise.
I got them winning, man. You know, they do have a tough schedule, you know, but I think they're still the best team in the division.
I wish I looked at SOS and stuff before this, but hey.
Their strength of schedule is pretty tough, you know what I mean? But I still think they're the best. Their offense will be better. They were number 10 total last year, I believe, as far as their offense was concerned. But I think they have an improved offensive line this season.
Yeah, they'll be so-so.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence is another year under his belt, so he's going to have more experience and feel a little bit more comfortable. Travis, the running back, he's going to be, you know, he's going to do his thing, you know. Christian Kirk. I mean, they have a lot of things going on. Calvin Ridley has joined the team, which is going to be...
As a gambler and on a gambling show, solidarity.
Solidarity, right?
Yeah,
right?
dude. He didn't do nothing wrong. He wanted his team to win, okay? Fucking A.
Now, you know, what I will say, though, about them, they do have to improve on their passing defense a little bit, I think.
I think defense in general is the main issue.
Yeah. But, you know, if their defense could be in the top 10 this season, and I know it won't. I'm just saying this is a hype. You know,
yeah, that's hype. Really. But the thing is,
they could win the Super Bowl. Is what I'm saying.
If they're middle of the road defense, they can win Super Bowl. Look at the Chiefs last year; they're about 12th to 14th in defensive efficiency.
Yeah.
DVOA probably says about the same. They won the Super Bowl because they had the best offense.
Right.
And if you look at the offense, they are absolutely stacked.
Yes.
However.
Okay.
I like the Titans this year at plus 350 on DraftKings at the moment.
Okay.
And this is, of course, August 12th. Like, you know, do what you will with this information. I kind of think the defense coming back Tannehill not being injured. I mean, you got to think about it like last year. This came down to Tennessee and the Jags basically in a play-in game. And that was a third-string quarterback that was playing for them in Malik Willis. And I think they lost that game by, 3-6? It was close.
It was really close.
It was a good game. But I for money's sake, I would play Tennessee. I'm not playing either of these, but I can't fault you for either or. But I lean the Titans.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable playing this particular team to win the division. However, though, I just think, okay, let me ask you this. As far as the coaching is concerned, you don't think Peterson, because I know we know Vrabel.
They're both great coaches.
They're both great coaches.
Absolutely.
Who do you think is more of a
better coach?
Of a better coach? If you had if it was a playoff time and you had these coaches going against each other, who would you choose?
I would choose Peterson. He beat the greatest of all time in a Super Bowl just off that merit alone. Even though Tennessee has stayed relevant for 10 years now.
Yeah.
Peterson is a fantastic coach, and I can't fault you for thinking Vrabel's a great coach either. So
I think Vrabel does have some skills as a coach.
He's letting the assistant coach run the ship for the preseason. Obviously, if you're watching this on August 12th, I will keep saying the date so people know. I think just they will will out games. Tennessee can just dog you with the run. Yeah. They have an underrated defense. Like, Simmons is going to probably Jeff Simmons probably get 10 sacks this year as a D tackle.
No doubt.
Kevin Byard, probably 5 interception season. Well, on a real good year. But those guys are difference makers, and they're a good team. And I think a plus 350, real value for a team everyone's jumping on the bandwagon with Jacksonville. And that'll be all I have to say about that.
And that's what I'm scared of. And one last thing, too. I mentioned that they do have the toughest schedule Jacksonville does. I mean, a tough schedule, not the toughest.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they do play Buffalo in that London game.
I'm so excited for that. Once you see the graphic I made for it, I hope everyone enjoys it.
Oh, look closely. I've seen it. It's bad.
Yeah, so it's funny, Let's move along. I really want to talk about the AFC West.
All right.
Some West Coast ball. Last year you were trying to tell me the Chargers were going to win it all. Win the division anyway. I told you to fucking chill out and bet Kansas City at about minus 110, and that came to fruition.
It did.
We got, Kansas City is pretty juiced this year. If you really want to bet it, obviously you need to lay down a certain extent of money if you're going to hold on to this for a season-long, bet. But if they lose to the Lions week 1, you probably get it at like minus 110 all of a sudden. So, it always depends on when you bet this too. But I still like Kansas City once again to win the division. Do you have any objection to that?
No, I don't. I do a little bit, and it took me a while to get to that point, where I'm like, okay, Kansas City's still going to win. They lost Juju Smith-Schuster, okay? They lost Frank Clark.
Frank Clark sucks in the regular season, though, right?
But during the playoffs, he comes to play.
I thought the rookies came to play last year for Kansas City. That was one of the defining things of their defense. They were middle of the road, but Karl Loftus was great as a rookie.
But Frank is just that veteran, though. And even in the locker room, you need a Frank Clark.
Yeah, and he was a huge dickhead from what I hear. And you need just a total heel.
I know.
We're betting football. I'm not betting on the morality of these guys. I might be a guy based in morality, but dude, if you're a dickhead and you win me football games, I'm betting you. I don't care. You should always remain neutral when you make bets. Just a point of reference.
Well, they did lose Orlando Brown as well.
Yep, they did.
Tackle, but they gained Donovan Smith. They brought him in.
Yeah,
so
spent a fuck ton of money on that tackle, man.
Yeah, I know, right? They did.
Ton of money.
And remember, I mentioned that Kelsey, he's still dynamic player, but he's 34 years old. And like I was saying about injuries, things can happen to where they will not get to the Super Bowl, but I think they're good enough to win this division. They still got a lot of stuff going on. This is Andy Reid's 11th season at Kansas City. Do you understand that? Damn, he's been there for 11 seasons, right?
Yeah, I love him.
love him,
And it's
though.
crazy. He's never won Coach of the Year, I think, except in Philly.
I think he did
in like
Philly, yeah.
2007.
Yeah,
and it's
that's
crazy
crazy.
because he's like 50-1 Coach of the Year, but it's because he has all the talent with him. He will never win that award.
Right.
Do you have any feelings on Denver at 6-1 at FanDuel? Because I think that's a decent number for a team that did get a really good coach in Sean Payton. I think the offensive line will be better this year, and I think Russell Wilson was playing through some bullshit last year with how bad that line played. Even though you pretty much lose KJ Hamler and Tim Patrick for the season already.
Right.
I
think it's
really
worth a
love
shot.
the defense is fan-fucking-tastic. Remember last year, if they scored about 20 points a game, they were a playoff team, if not winning the division. So
I think it's worth a shot.
they're a team that scares me. LA Chargers, as always, but
One last thing I will say, though, about Kansas City is they have to me, in my opinion, an easier schedule than they did
NFC
last
North,
season.
right? They get to play the Bears,
Well,
Packers,
they do play.
Vikings,
They play the Lions at
dope.
home.
Yeah.
They do play Philly, but that's a home game.
Lions covering.
Yeah, they play the Bills at home. Well, London. I'm sorry.
Yeah, play Bills at home. Yep, they do.
Yeah. Well, it's
Second
considered
year
a
in row.
home game though, but it's in London,
Wait, what game? Bills?
Kansas City.
Kansas City Bills?
Yeah, that's
No, that's in Kansas City.
You sure? I thought that was a London game.
No, Jacksonville Bills.
That's the game.
Yeah,
I'm tripping.
yeah.
Bills is at home, so that'll be that'll
They lost
be
last
a
year.
tough game, but
Lost
it'll be
last
there at
year,
the crib.
so
Yeah, you think the Bills can get them this year?
yeah, absolutely.
But with that said, it's
Spoiler
still
alert.
an easier schedule though. So that makes it to where they can concentrate on their division games.
Oh,
in my
absolutely. I think they can still go 4-2 in the division, no problem. Like the Raiders, they're a mess, man. That's why they're 17-1 at
mess.
certain books. And I wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. So that is what it is. We will move. The AFC East. A lot of contention this year about the Jets and the Finns. But my mans. Buffalo's still the best team. They're the deepest team. They're not going to be beat until they probably choke in the playoffs, and I can cry about it in, around week 20 or in the Super Bowl, whenever. It's just part of being a Bills fan. But I would love to hear an argument why you like another team over Buffalo.
I can't give you one, man. I mean, Josh Allen is Josh Allen, man. I mean,
But the defense at New York, they're so good.
no.
I think they're good. I think
they
great.
are.
Like,
But I
Sauce is a
think
good player, man.
Buffalo is still a better team out of all these teams in this division. Stephon Diggs, James Cook,
James fucking Cook.
Hamlin is back. That gives them
He's
a
like
little
the
bit
third,
of
he's
motivation.
second, third string, yeah.
Yeah,
Comeback
just
player
know.
of the year, by the way.
Comeback
If you
player of
want
the
it
year,
at
it's-
minus 285, that's what I seen
It's
it
a
at.
feel-good story, man.
If he
It's a
touches the
feel-good
field,
story.
he wins comeback player of the year. He died. He died, folks. Died on the field.
I think it won't be as easy, but because these teams have gotten better. I won't say they haven't, but
Absolutely.
I just like them. I think if Josh Allen can do what he does and not turn the ball over as much,
Yeah.
they definitely can be in the Super Bowl,
I have them as a Super Bowl team again. What a surprise. I mean, nothing new here. I like the way they changed the offense this year. They're going to probably be more pass-oriented.
Okay.
Probably run a little more, 2 running backs.
What do you think about the new additions too, like the Damian Harris, a running back?
Good guy at the goal line. Latavius Murray, good
Latavius
third
Murray.
stringer.
Right.
Naheem Hines getting in that jet ski accident. Not the greatest, but
Well, Leonard Floyd, what do you think about that?
Leonard Floyd's a good, probably second string guy. I mean, they got guys up and down that roster. That's why, I'll just give you the spoiler alert right now. I got him as one of my 2 teams to make the Super Bowl. I would bet them to win the Super Bowl at 9 or 10-1.
Now, all of the Buffalo fans, including you, it's like Super Bowl or bust. Is that a lot of pressure that they're putting on themselves? The Bills?
It's guaranteed. Like that should be warranted for a team of their talent.
Yeah.
A team that's won 13 games, I believe, almost every season.
Yes.
Or I think they won 12 before. Well, they've won over 12 games, I'd say 3 seasons in a row.
Okay.
You lose to the Chiefs twice in the playoffs, one by heartbreak.
Yeah.
And then that Cincinnati game, that's totally on the Bills last year and Leslie Frazier, very poor calling altogether.
Now, let's talk about that. And I wanted to, Sean McDermott, so you think he's a really good coach?
Yeah.
Head coach, okay.
He's adequate. Like, if Dayball stayed on the team, perennial Super Bowl favorite. Like, that guy's number one coach in the league, in my opinion. That's why the Giants coveted him, and that's why they went and paid him.
Yeah.
But there's so much talent on the Bills anyway. As long as you look at the way they play defense, it's like very... You know what you're getting when you're seeing a Buffalo defense. It's like guys with a lot of talent playing cover 2. A lot of guys with talent playing, like, cover 2 man. Like...
Okay.
They're not, cover 3. They're not throwing, like, these exotic blitzes at you that often because I think they can beat you with 4 guys, especially when Von Miller is on the field.
Miller.
That's going to be an X factor. He hopefully...
And I would not play Von Miller until playoff time, really. I mean, we don't want him to get hurt
Nah,
again.
dude, he'll be out there, but yeah, I mean... I like the Bills, plus 130, bet MGM. You're probably getting it around that number, pretty much elsewhere.
One thing I wanted to ask you, though,
Jets
this is the last
bullshit,
thing we
by
can
the
talk
way.
about. Who's going to be with the Leslie Frazier situation?
Oh, man.
Who was the defensive coordinator? Is it McDermott?
McDermott. Yeah,
Okay.
All
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Ken Dorsey's calling plays for the offense.
Do you think that will affect it would make it better, maybe, the defense, or do you think it will affect the defense in any way? With him being the defensive coordinator?
Probably no difference. The only difference is you're going to have a healthier team as long as Hyde, Poyer stay on the field.
Okay.
Trey White, after his ACL tear, wasn't as great last year, but now it's a full season removed. He should play better.
Yeah.
Dane Jackson.
Okay.
And Keir Elam fighting for the second and third, roster spots of starting.
Okay.
You got Taron Johnson probably as your nickel corner. Probably solidified starting there.
They have tons of talent.
Like, there's just so much talent there, even linebacker. Matt Milano is all-pro, so off-ball guy. Losing Tremaine Edmonds, not the biggest deal there. But, alas, that's just my bias, of course, too. If you believe otherwise, bet what you want. I don't really give a shit.
Tougher schedule, too. I got here.
Oh,
they got to
it's
play
brutal.
Chiefs, Chargers, Bengals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They play teams, but they do every year at this point. Once you're a perennial contender, like the Chiefs play teams.
Yeah, they do.
The Lions are playing teams this year.
Yeah.
Niners play teams.
Yeah. I love it, though. It's just more competitive fervor.
Yeah. But, yeah, it is Sean McDermott, D coordinator. So
okay.
That is what it is. Anyways, I'll stop, getting a hard-on for the Bills. Let's move it to the last division in the AFC. It's the AFC North. Me and you both have a specific take on this because I think this is a division I wouldn't bet. So I would just punt and take a bomb. I like Pittsburgh. You also are a fan of Pittsburgh, right?
I am, man. You know what, man? For one thing, they have a third-place schedule. Okay, so their schedule is going to be a lot easier. The defense is very stingy, man. It's going to be better this season, too,
If
man.
Watt plays all year.
If he plays, Watt is...
Defensive player of the year. I think he's like 8.5 to 1 right now if you want to look on the books.
That's a good one. I like that.
Like, if you want to hop to futures awards.
Right.
That's a guy I really like. That's why I have them winning the division. Also, teams that need to go... they weren't worst to first, but they were third in the division. I mean...
Well,
they still scratched out, 9 wins?
They did, yeah. It scratched it out, too. You're right.
Tomlin's never lost,
Yeah, exactly.
More than 9 games in a season.
That's why I like them, too. Kenny Pickett is 1 year on his back. Second year quarterback. He'll be better. He'll play better.
Deontay Johnson will catch 1 touchdown this year, guys.
You think so? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no, he had like the most receptions last year of anyone ever that did not score a touchdown.
I think Najee is going to play better.
I know people are on the Jalen Warren train for fantasy, but it starts with the offensive line. They did struggle last year.
They did. And that's the main concern.
And the thing is, for a team that struggled, like, they still won 9 games.
Exactly.
Like, they beat quality teams. I believe they beat Miami last year when Tua was still, healthy.
Well, the offensive line is a little bit better. Should be better this season, though.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Oh, seriously, yeah, for sure.
But, Deontay Johnson's going to do his thing. I mean, but defensively, man, I mean, they are a great, not a great, but a good to great defensive team this season, I believe.
Yeah, top 10. And
definitely.
And if Watt wreaks havoc like you think he will, like I think he will, they're a threat, you know.
Don't sleep on Fitzpatrick, Minka.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Pro Bowl safety. I mean, they have a pretty good defense. So.
Levi Wallace, you know, Buffalo
Yes.
Bill, you know, former.
Yes.
Like they got guys on that team all over. You know, Cam Sutton would have left, but they still got guys.
Well, they have Cam Hayward too. You know.
Cam Hayward, yeah.
I mean,
What has he been in the league like 10 years now?
yeah.
Yeah, he's been in the league a long time,
It's been a
folks.
minute.
But they just got names on defense, and I think that once again, coaching matters in the NFL. Tomlin's one of the best to do it. Give me the plus 500.
I believe so. Yes. Yeah.
So that's what I lean. I wouldn't bet it, but if you want to bet it, by all means, everyone. That is what it is. We will move to the NFC now. All right, on to the NFC we go. This is a little this is an easy division to me. In the number, it's juicy, honestly. The NFC West is giving out minus 160 on DraftKings for the San Francisco 49ers, who, spoiler alert, I cannot talk at this point. It's been a while. Hot as fucking here, by the way. I wanted to mention that. We lost our AC today. It's hot as fucking here, guys. I like the Niners easily to win the division, possibly to have the best record. That's at 10-1 on DraftKings, too. What do you feel about this NFC West?
Yeah, it's an easy one. I think this is one of the weakest divisions actually in the league. But you know, San Fran is they're tried and true. Everybody's coming back. I mean, for the most part, you know, I'm kind of, you know, concerned about the quarterback situation. I mean, I think Brock Purdy is the main guy right now. That can change, but they have so many things going on. McCaffrey.
Javon Hargrave came from the Eagles.
Yeah. Hargrove, you mean? Yeah.
Hargrove, yeah.
And that's a good pickup. Excellent pickup. I love Kyle Shanahan.
Fred Warner might be the best linebacker in football right now.
For sure, man. I mean, I'd be a fool to choose anybody else in that division except San Fran. I think, spoiler alert, I got San Fran going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, same. Just the only, deficiency is QB, and I'm going to be honest, I think Trey Lance eventually takes Purdy's spot. I think they're just trying to gas my man's up right now and be like, well, you played so good last year.
He did.
It's only going to take a little bit of,
So you think he's
struggle.
more of a manager then as a quarterback?
Yeah, he's like Alex Smith.
Okay.
That's my comp.
Okay. So defensively, Nick Bosa coming off 18.5 sacks last season.
Defensive Player of the Year, Nick Bosa.
Player of the Year. Do you think he matches that this season?
No.
Or does it even matter if he does it?
Teams are going to scheme him differently.
Okay.
So it'll be someone else. But I think he'll probably have over 10. Yeah.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, he's a monster.
I think he'll have
wrong.
over 13 or 14, honestly.
Because, I don't... it's kind of like that AFC South where it's there's two teams and then the other two teams are non-factors. I don't think the Rams are any factor and the Cardinals absolutely not. They are not favored in any game this year.
Rams and Cardinals may be the two worst teams in the league.
Yeah, without a doubt.
One thing I wanted to mention, though, the defensive coordinator, he's now the coach at... where is he at? He's in Houston, the Texans. Do you think that will affect their defense at all?
No, not a chance. Too much talent.
Okay.
They would have to have 4 of those guys go down, or the secondary would have to be so bad. I just think they're a perennial Super Bowl contender. They have a softer schedule, even though they're playing first place schedule. You get lucky by playing the fucking Cardinals and Rams twice. I think they either go. And they own the Seahawks too. They'll probably go 6-0.
They've dominated the Seahawks.
Yeah, they'll probably go 5-1, 6-0 in their division. No problem. No problem.
So would you say this is one of the weakest divisions in the league?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're a powerhouse. Two teams are going to probably be near the top 5 to 10 in getting a draft pick next year in Arizona and LA.
Right.
Seattle's going to be, above 500 playoff team. And would I be surprised if Seattle won the division? Absolutely not.
I would be. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would be very surprised.
I could see it. No, I could still see it.
I mean, they're going to be competitive, man. But lordy, And I haven't seen their. I should. I haven't checked their schedule. You know who they play.
Yeah, but the Geno Smith regression.
Is that a reality? Is that real?
I don't think it's real. They got weapons. Like it's kind of like the Devontae. Like guys are gonna be open. They play a pretty spread offense. Geno's got he's still got wheels. They got a better offensive line than people thought.
Well, I think also because Geno is such a veteran, I don't think he'll regress. I'll put it this way. I don't think he'll lose them games. He may regress a little bit, but I don't think he'll lose them games like that.
No, I don't think so either.
But I just think that San Fran is better team, much better team than any of the
Like I said, I
teams
think they'll
over
have
there.
the best record in the league.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get a number 1 seed. I think they will cruise to a Super Bowl. That's my reality.
All right.
It's fucked up to, be like, this is the team, and especially a team I'm not really a fan of, but
Right.
I see no one better besides the Bills, of course, but spoiler alert, Bills, San Francisco Super Bowl. If you want to bet both sides for like a futures, you get it at like 60-1 and 65-1 because you're betting the outcome as well. So you're betting San Francisco Bills, San Francisco wins. That's 65-1. You bet Bills for San Francisco, Bills win 60-1.
Okay.
So you're getting a little 30-1 ticket there. If you're betting like a Super Bowl rematch, it has only happened once ever, so don't do that.
Don't do it.
It's a sucker bet.
Yes, and that's one of the reasons I don't have Philly going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but
although I love their team.
Yeah, I like their team. I just think there's regression with the defense, but
Definitely.
we were talking about the NFC West. We will move to the NFC South. I don't have much contention. I'm not betting this. I think you're nuts if you bet the Saints. They've let me down too many times in my life. Derek Carr coming in, good player, solid guy. Is he really different than Jameis? I don't know.
We'll see.
I like Tampa Bay 8-1.
Wow. Okay.
If you want dumb advice, that's the one. I think they're fine.
I think this division is up for grabs. I have, however, New Orleans. I do have the Saints. Derek Carr's coming in. They grabbed Jamal Williams, coming off a 17 touchdown season.
Chris Olave is going to be a dog.
Yes.
Michael Thomas.
He needs to.
Can he play?
Have a better.
Jamar Hamlin died and came back before Michael Thomas.
I know, right?
Just saying. Just saying.
Well, one thing that concerns me about the Saints is their run defense, man. I don't know if they made the right moves during the offseason to remedy making that better. And that's going to be one of their, Achilles heels. Like, they have to do better at stopping the run, man.
Yeah, I would just take a punt. Play Tampa Bay,
That's
little
bad.
sprinkle, throw $20 at it, just see what happens.
I'm not mad at you about that.
I just don't got really any definitive, because a lot of people are on Atlanta this year too, but
yes.
I could see any team winning, and it'd just be funny to see Tampa Bay win after everyone hypes up the other teams in the division.
Right. Well, I will say this: the Saints went 7-10 last season, and that was just a disappointing season.
Fucking suck.
In our previous show, I had them
last year.
Yeah, me too. I had them running away with that.
Yeah, me too. Same. And it was like, nah, not happening.
They ran the other way. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell just happened?
I'm so happy Tom Brady retired finally, you guys.
Hey,
I hope he didn't get ripped off by the crypto, by the way.
He did, probably.
I mean, I know he lost money, and it didn't matter though. He got that Fox money, so.
I know, right?
Fuck
man,
him.
he's attracted to money, and money's attracted to his ass.
One of the worst guys of all time.
But I will say, last but not least, I think New Orleans is good enough to win this division.
We'll see what happens. Guess what? It's the Lions division finally. 30 years in the making.
It's theirs to lose. It really is.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Okay, well, you want me to start this off?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so the Lions went 9-8 last season. They started off 1-6, as we know. They ended it very strong at 8-2 to finish the season. They were second in their division too last season.
Should have made the playoffs. Anyone
Shoulda
remembers
made the
that
playoffs,
Seattle Rams
yeah.
game? Rams should have won that game, folks.
Right. We know that the Lions' offense is going to be crazy again. top 5.
Defense much improved.
Defense is much improved.
CJJ.
Definitely. Grabbed him from Philly.
Mosley.
Yes.
Cam Sutton.
Oh, man. They're kind of loaded.
Defensive line's a lot better. We re-signed Anzalone.
Yes.
Forgot who the other linebacker is, but it's
Jack Rodriguez. Campbell's a rookie.
But we'll see if they start.
Right.
They have someone else too, but I can't.
Well, they've added some people defensively, and I think they're just going to be better defensively. Who's that guy? Brian Branch.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, man!
Good
saw
pick out of Alabama. Yeah.
Yes, and we saw him yesterday. It was September 12th. I mean, I'm sorry,
August 12th. Yeah.
And he was all over the fucking field.
Looked
man.
Good.
He looked really good.
Yeah.
So they seem to be hungry. They're ready. I think, man. They're ready to take over the whole world.
And let's be honest, folks. This is pro Lions podcast here. We're not. This is all bias. Also, it's time. It's finally time. And a team like Minnesota, you can get them at 3-1 right now, and a lot of people will back that again because they're just like, no, it's not over. They were lucky last year, but they're a better team. My point of contention is their defense was one of the worst via DVOA last year, and they won, I believe, 8 games by like 3 points or less. That's just not going to happen year over year. The variance in that is just too vast. I see them losing more games. I can see the Packers being better than them this year. Shit, I can see the Bears being better than them this year.
Well, both teams will be much improved.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think all 3 of those teams are going to be battling for second place, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Jordan Love is just a big unknown. Kirk Cousins is known. But, he's middle of the road for the most part. But in the NFC, he's top, 7.
He is.
He's, upper echelon in our, conference in the NFC. So,
right.
You take with that what you will. You got a good offense. But that defense, like I said, I don't think Minnesota has it. Bears defense last year was historically bad, just like Lions in the first half. Green Bay is the one that actually has the best defense.
Well, I still think that all of those teams, those 3 teams, all have question marks still on if they're going to be, how good they're going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Even Minnesota.
I mean, even Detroit, I think.
Detroit does.
Because look at their first 2 games. If they drop Kansas City and Seattle, people are going to,
People are going to panic.
Sirens are going off in the city.
Yeah, but I'm not, though. Because
I think 0-2, they're fine still.
They're still fine. And these are tough teams, man. I mean, they're just not pushovers. I mean, and the fact that, the Lions have to face Kansas City in the first game. Kansas City coming off a Super Bowl win. They're at home. They're feeling good about themselves. I mean, I still think Detroit will cover that spread.
I think they can win the game,
if not win the game.
I think they can win the game, too. Just a little bit of just like they can play spoiler.
Yeah.
I mean, they did last year. Look at that last game of the year. But they did come out to a very slow start, so that's the one thing that worries me. I could see them starting out 1-3.
I would love for them to beat Seattle, and I think they can beat Seattle.
Yeah.
But coming off of such an emotional game with Kansas City, and they do have more time to prepare for Seattle, though.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I think they'll be okay being 0-2.
Once again, they should win 6-0 in the division last year, too. That Minnesota game was kind of, kind of a fluke. But again, it is what it is, Coach. Decisions were made, mistakes were made. Whatever.
Dan Campbell, though, let's talk about him for just a quick second.
Yeah, he's good.
What do you think that he's going to bring? I mean, we know what he brings, but do you think his coaching is going to be better, his decision-making? What do you think about that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, just with experience alone, that's going to help out the team. They even thought about bringing a guy in like Hackett to help make decisions for him.
Really?
Game management. Yeah, but he's tried and true to his thing, and they lost games because they lost games. It is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna rip a man down for game management decisions. That's kind of foolish. Like, you play the cards you're dealt with. But I love the Lions, plus 145 on FanDuel. Go play it. Go parlay it with the Niners or the Bills. Those are my 2 favorite plays this year.
Yes.
We will move it along to an insane take I have, but it's always the same. The NFC East has not had a repeat division winner in over 20 years. Does the streak continue? Because I say yes. What do you say?
I say no. I got to go with Philly again, man. They just too dynamic of a team, plenty talent. You know, Jalen Hurts, you know, he's going to play very exceptional, and he's going to play better. Now, defensively, there are some question marks. I think the safety and linebacker positions are going to be a little bit more weaker than usual, but they did have a pretty good draft. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And even then, that's the armchair guy, you know. That's drafting. That's like, they got the best players from Georgia, Jordan Smith, you know, Jordan Davis, and
yeah, but I think they fit in.
From Georgia too was
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter, yes.
Yeah, I think they fit though. You know, also, I just think that, you know, like I said, they're going to regress a little bit, especially defensively. But I think with Hurts having more experience, he's going to play better with his receivers. Mm-hmm. I just think, and that well, with that being said, they do have the toughest schedule in the NFL.
Yeah, okay, for sure.
Their record may not be better. They may not be our number one seed, but they'll be out in the playoffs. So you don't want to see them.
Yeah, 3 of these teams made playoffs last year. There's no, you know, indication in my mind that they couldn't win. Like, they can win the division easily, but I just see too much variance. But this is my classic worst to first take. I like Washington this year, folks. Not a surprise again. 16-1, worth the sprinkle. I mean, for a season-long thing, they got one of the best front fours and defensive fours in football with Allen, just, you know, Allen, Payne, Sweat, Chase Young. Secondary's gotten a little better. I think Sam Howell's going to prove to everyone that he was worth the draft pick,
right?
Worth moving on from Heineke. You know, and if Jacoby Brissett starts 8 games, it is what it is. He was viable for Cleveland last year, and they ended up winning, what, 7 games?
Solid second stringer, yes.
A solid guy. I'm just a fool for them. I love their offense. I love Terry. I love Jahan Dotson.
Okay.
Give me... what the fuck? I can't even think of their running backs at this point. But Brian Robinson Jr., he's supposed to be a dog.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he's going to be better.
Gibson's supposed to move to the slot role. He was a wide receiver in college. They just moved him as a back. Logan Thomas, maybe he can play 5 games this year. That'd be great. He's hurt every year. But, yeah, I would take a punt play there. Just if I'm to bet it, I probably will. I'll throw something small, like $10 at it, see what happens.
I would love to see Chase Young stay healthy, though. I mean, that might be an issue again.
Defensive Player of the Year candidate also. I mean, that front, like, they're monsters.
They are.
And Rivera's he's a good enough coach. Except last year when he didn't know they lost the division. That was the funniest thing I ever seen. He's like, "We're out of the play. What are you talking about? We're in the play." No,
he's solid.
That shit was really bad.
He's solid, you know. I mean, but you know, I don't know, man. It's a lot of obstacles that they're going to have to face in that division. Like, you know, you still have Dallas in there too. I mean, although I'm not a huge Dallas fan, I do not like McCarthy at all.
Terrible coach,
like
should be
Prescott.
Fired.
Yeah, so
terrible QB.
It's, you know, but you know, they are going to be very good and competitive.
Yeah,
they'll only go so far, you know. But
yeah, like I said, that's why it's my pump play. Just something will happen. It's football, folks. Like,
anything can happen.
Fucked up shit happens all the time. I mean, look at last year. People were taking the Jags plus 600 to win the division. It was a smart play.
It was. And
people, I remember asking you earlier in the year, like, Jets 35-1. Like, is that worth it? And then, like, 5 weeks into the season, they were like 5-2 or something. It was like, this could have been good.
Yeah, it was.
And then, you know, them and Miami fell off that cliff because they were like 6-3, 5-2, whatever. You know.
Yeah.
Shit happens. It's football. It's volatile. A lot of injuries. You know, just once again, if you want to hold on to, you know, put some money on something for 4 fucking months, this is where to do it. But, you know, I got San Francisco and the Bills for my Super Bowl picks, 9-1, 10-1, wherever you want to get them. And I think you have the same Super Bowl as me, right?
Same Super Bowl.
Yeah. Surprising, right?
Yep. You're going to talk about your AFC Championship and NFC Championship games?
Yeah, we got a minute or two to discuss it. So
okay.
Yeah,
San Fran, Detroit for me.
Okay.
San Fran wins.
And that aligns with me.
in an AFC, Buffalo. I want to say Buffalo, Kansas City, but I got Buffalo, of course.
Yeah. I got Buffalo, and surpriser, everyone's gonna be the Bengals.
Bang bang. Okay.
Yeah. So
All right.
some shit like that. Again, if you want to bet that, go and find it, seek it out. I'm not advising that. We're just here to have fun, folks. So we'll talk about some award show props, and we'll get the fuck out of here. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Cool. All right, we're going to finish this show out with just, I guess, end of year props we like. Player of the year, defensive player of the year, MVP. Well, whatever you're thinking, man. Like, what do you got? You had a fun one for me.
Well, for MVP, I have Jalen Hurts. He should have won it last year. If he hadn't gotten hurt, I think he would have won.
He should have played that one. Like, he missed one game. That's what lost him the MVP.
What lost him, yeah.
I agree.
I think he'll have just as good of a season, if not better. He has to stay healthy, though, but I think he will win MVP.
I like that. Yeah. I got Josh Allen at MVP. That's never going to change.
Hey, he's always in the running for sure.
8.5 to 1 via Caesars right now.
Okay.
So, look for the number.
For my defensive player of the year, I have Aiden Hutchinson of the Detroit Lions.
Just Detroit Lions
and
up,
that's going out left field a little bit. I mean, he's made plays. He made plays last season.
Second-year players have won the award.
Yeah,
look at TJ Watt a few years ago, I believe.
Exactly. His engine's going to be running, man, hard. This guy is ready to go, man. I've been checking out practices. I checked out. Well, he didn't play yesterday, August 12th.
Yeah, that's fine though. But, most guys aren't. So
his first stringers are not playing. But I just think that he's just going to explode, if you will, this season.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you got anybody for your defensive player of the year?
TJ Watt. I believe it's 6.5 to 1. That was the number I've seen. 6.5 or 8.5. It was one of those. If I was to play it, that's just a leaning, of course. Just nothing set in stone there.
Okay.
If I was to put my money on anything, DeMar Hamlin minus 285 to win comeback player of the year. Remember, folks, guy died. He came back to life. So
right.
Just out of like anything, how does that guy not win the award if he plays one snap? Even if he plays one snap, he wins the award.
I agree with that. I got him at that too. And you think it would be a good idea for people to parlay that with something else?
If your book allows it.
If your book allows it, yes.
By all means.
Yeah.
Go fucking nuts.
So. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's very solid.
And then, of course, I love Josh Allen MVP. I love the Bills to win it all at 9 or 10 to 1. Depends on the book you're betting. And I like San Francisco, too. If you were to bet two teams like you're betting a golf tournament, I'd probably bet San Francisco as well. That's why I bet the San Francisco versus Bills versus San Francisco outcomes. And those are 30 to 1 altogether. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't like putting my money on this shit personally. It just takes too long for me to get it, and we're all usually losers on this. The only one that hit last year for me was the Bears' worst record in the league, and that only happened on some bullshit because Texas went for it on like a 4th down to win a game at the end and lose the number 1 overall pick.
Right. Quickly, the worst team in the league for me, worst record would be Arizona for me.
That's everyone. They're dogs in every single game. They're like plus 275 to be the worst team.
Okay.
I would probably punt on that, and I'd probably go for the Rams, personally, 10 to 1.
Yeah.
Something like that. Maybe the Raiders are like 10 or 12 to 1.
I can't hate on either one of those teams.
And even the Texans, I think the Texans could struggle mightily again, and they're right there at 10 to 1 as well.
They're there.
Yeah,
You're right.
just those kind of props, like they're fun. Like I said, tying up my money. I need instant gratification, folks.
That's what this is all about, right? Sometimes instant. I mean, sometimes you got to grind it out. We're old school too.
Yeah.
But instant gratification I'll take it.
Who doesn't love a first touchdown scorer?
Right. Yeah.
Who's scoring first touchdown of the season?
Oh man, I'm not touching that.
Brock, right?
I say Jalen Hurts.
What do you mean? It's the Lions Chiefs.
Lions Chiefs. You're right.
Yeah.
Shit. Kelsey.
Fuck you. It's going to be Brock Wright, guys. I like a tight end, though, to score.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Kelsey.
Sam Laporta, probably like 50 to 1, guys. Take a look.
Brown.
Yeah.
Forget that. You know what I mean? Detroit scores first.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And we'll lean into the first real episode of the season. These are just for fun.
Right.
Again, like, subscribe, tell your friends, repost when I repost it, whatever the fuck it might take. We're just trying to have fun, folks.
Yes.
We're trying to help you make a little money. And if not, if you think we're idiots, play against us and you'll make money. That's cool.
Fade us, man,
I don't give a fuck.
I'll fade you guys, too.
Yeah.
It goes both ways.
Yeah, right. Maybe I'll win.
Right.
Finally. All right, guys. This is Fumbling the Bag. Program, podcast, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, because there's video, so I don't know if it's a podcast anymore, but we'll call it what we will. Take care, folks.
See you later.